you know who has the longest winning streak coming into the NCAA tournament? You might think of teams like Duke, Kentucky, Michigan State, maybe a team like Wofford who you have heard of. Nope, it is the UC Irvine Anteaters who have the longest winning streak coming into the tournament. We'll talk about that in just a second. But hello everybody, my name is Quincy Bell Sports. Well, my name's actually Quincy Bell, but y'all know what I mean. And today we are going to be talking about 5 upsets you guys have to watch out for in the 2019 March Madness tournament. And I'm going to give you some insight about why I picked these teams. And I can kind of give you some tips and tricks for maybe other upsets. But I think without further ado, let's start. But before that, I have to tell you one thing. I have an ESPN Tournament Challenge group that you guys might not know of. Over 100 people have already joined, and if you win, you get to come on Quincy Bell Sports and talk about your picks, and we're going to have a good time with that. So make sure you guys enter that. Link in the description. Please check that out. You can enter 2 brackets, but just know you can't switch them out. But anyway, let's get into our upset. So my first upset is a 5-12, which I know everybody likes to have. And my first upset is actually not going to be Murray State. I know a lot of people are taking Murray State. I'll tell you, Murray State will not be in this list simply for the fact that they are Ja Morant and nobody else. And it's the fact that you need more than one good player to succeed in college basketball. And I see one good player for Murray State. You guys know what happened last year with Oklahoma and Trae Young. So this year, the 5-12 upset that I like is Oregon over Wisconsin. And I really like this matchup because Wisconsin's BPI rank is 14. Pretty good. As a 12 seed, Oregon's BPI rank is 37, which is pretty good. Not going to lie there. The Ducks scored a lot. They're around the same points per game, around the same opponent's points per game. So they're pretty much even in that. But what I like Oregon in this matchup is that they are steamrolling with momentum after sweeping the Pac-12 over some pretty good competition in the Conference of Champions. So I really like Oregon with their momentum. They're pretty good BPI rank. Peyton Pritchard is very good. And I saw Wisconsin in the Big Ten tournament. They didn't look too good against Michigan State. Ethan Happ didn't really look the same. I'm not sure if he's lingering with an injury. Please don't quote me on that, because I'm not really sure about that. But my first upset would be the Oregon Ducks over the Wisconsin Badgers. My next upset is the UC Irvine Anteaters against the Kansas State Wildcats. Now, first, we don't know if Dean Wade is going to play. That's a big factor in all of this. We don't know if Dean Wade's going to be playing in this game. He was in a boot at Kansas State's tournament watch party. I'm banking on the fact that he's not going to play, and even if he does, he's going to have limited minutes. But what makes UC Irvine pretty good is they have been beating their opponents out by an average of, I think, 20 points a game. Yeah, they play against a weak conference, but they have been playing very well in said weak conference. They are 30-5, and what I think makes the Anteaters so dangerous is the fact that I love teams where it's like winning becomes a habit. When you're on a really, really good team and winning becomes a habit, you feel like you're on top of the world. The Anteaters are going to come into this game off a lot of wins. And remember what I said at the beginning about how they have the longest win streak in college basketball currently? I really like the Anteaters to pull off an upset against Kansas State. And 13 seeds have been good as of recently. And this would be the one I'm most confident in. So give me the UC Irvine Anteaters. So my next upset is a 6 versus 11 matchup. It is actually, I'm going to take the play-in winner of Belmont and Temple. They're going to be playing tonight at 8 Central Time. That's where my time zone is. I'm going to take the winner of that game over Maryland, which I think Belmont will win the game. But even if Temple wins, I'd still take Temple. Because Maryland has not been playing very well as of late. They only, the BPI has them at 28, but they're losing some bad games as of late. After a 16-3 start, the Terrapins lacked consistency the rest of the way, finishing the regular season 6-7. So they're 6-7 over the regular season, and they lost to 13 seeded Nebraska in the Big Ten tournament. So they're 6-8 over their last 14. Not very good. Whereas both Belmont and Temple, I feel like, are very good teams. And a seed fact. Number 11 seeds have won 8 of the last 12 meetings with 6 seeds in the past 3 years. The 11 seed usually gets it done. And another fun fact for you, a play-in team has won every single time in the tournament. A play-in team has won in the first round every single year. It happens every single year. And the other play-in, I'm not confident in Arizona State St. John's over Buffalo, mostly because Buffalo scores 84 points a game, and I don't see Arizona State or St. John's having the offensive capacity to keep up with them. So my number 3 team would be the play-in winner of Belmont and Temple over Maryland. My number 4 upset. Now, I will say one thing. Thanks, Days. I will say I didn't pick this team. I did end up picking the favorite in this game, but I was very close to picking an upset here, although I did end up picking the higher seed. But the upset I would say you should watch out for is Northeastern over Kansas. Now, I did pick Kansas in my bracket, granted, but I'll tell you some stuff about Northeastern. The Huskies shoot 48% from the field, so that's very good. Also, 39% from 3, which is very good. And they have 4 players who have made 55 threes this season. They are a veteran team, so they have a lot of discipline. And Kansas, Kansas, I don't see anything. Udoka Azubuike out with a hand injury. He was really the engine that made this team go. Without Azubuike, they have really not been good as of late, and lost the Big 12 championship to Iowa State. I don't like their momentum right now. Against a team that can shoot the 3 like Northeastern, coming off a big win against Hofstra in the Colonial Athletic Association tournament, give me Northeastern as my number 2 upset to watch out for. While I did pick Kansas, I'd watch out for Northeastern. All right, my number 1 upset you should look out for. I did end up picking this team in my bracket, and my number 1 upset to watch out for is Yale over LSU. Here's the thing. One year, Yale beat Baylor in the tournament, so they've upset teams before, but the main reason is LSU doesn't have a coach! They don't have a coach! Coaching is very important when you get to the NCAA tournament. How do you expect them to win when they don't have a coach? They got an assistant coach, but I think he got, a technical in his first game or something. I don't even know. But Yale, usually Ivy League teams are very disciplined. I think they can outsmart LSU, pun intended. And I really like Yale's chances. And also, here's a little seed fact for you. This is from ESPN. Number 3 seeds have won 84.6% of the meetings with 14 seeds. So, maybe it's not good. Number 3 seeds have swept all 4 meetings in back-to-back years. What this tells me, this is only the second time that all 4 3 seeds have won in back-to-back years. That means the 14 seed hasn't won since 2016. That means they're due. That means they're due for an upset. Stuff like this doesn't hold forever. I don't see there being 3 years in a row. And if we look at the other 3 14s, I don't like Georgia State over Houston. I don't like Old Dominion over Purdue. What's the other one? I don't like North Kentucky over Texas Tech. That's why I think your best bet for a really shocking upset would be Yale over LSU, because Yale's a disciplined team. They've done it before, and LSU doesn't have a coach. And they really have negative thanks, Days. Negative vibes for LSU going into the tournament. I don't like teams with negative vibes going into the tournament, but I think that'll be it. Thank you guys for watching. So the upsets would be UC Irvine, Northeastern, Oregon, Belmont, and yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Hope these picks happen, because then I'll look very smart. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time on Quiz Ball Sports.